Hello, magical people. How's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm happy to talk with you all about this very intense, one of the most intense and potent new moons of the whole year. Did that just make sense? Potent and intense new moon. Guys, it's a Mercury retrograde. I'm talking all the time. Sorry, I'm going to try my best here. I don't know why when it's a Mercury retrograde, I completely like can't talk properly. So please, Mercury retrograde gods, be with me so I can share the astrology with you guys. We're going to talk about this new moon in Leo for the collective and all 12 signs. And it's very intense and it's very potent, as I'm going to get into with all y'all. So thank you so much if you're joining me live or you're catching the replay. I really appreciate everybody's support, whether you support through liking, subscribing, sharing my content, whether you ever have a reading, support one of my workshops, courses, whatever. Yesterday had a very, very fun live lecture that I did in Akasha's Den in Oakville. Thank you so much to everyone that came in person. I did a live lecture on the age of Aquarius, and also there were online streaming pass members there as well. So thank you everyone who joined us. And if you'd like to catch the replay, you can still catch the replay. You can go to my website, megmoonbeam.com, press the age of Aquarius live lecture option, and replay is still available. Also, I'm very, very happy. Thank you so much, MJ, for your comment. Love you. Thank you so much. Sunny and I, Sunny from Pluto, my Scorpio soul sister, we're from the scorplingshop.com as well. We're so excited that this upcoming week, we're launching our new collection, Jupiter in Cancer Lucky Charms. Okay. We're in a very lucky astrological transit right now. And Sunny and I have picked up some very special Christies that we've intuitively felt are really great to work with this Jupiter in Cancer transit to unlock the blessings of this transit. So if you'd like to check out our Jupiter in Cancer Lucky Charms collection, which includes blue topaz, pink Lemurian quartz, Larimar, and ruby feldspar, very special one, you can go to thescorplingshop.com. Link is below. And there's different size options for each of them, as well as quality options. So you can go check that out at thescorplingshop.com. So how's everybody doing? Are we doing good? Are we doing not good? Are we feeling like we're going crazy? Are we feeling this retrograde? Hi, Bobby. Thank you so much for your comment. I had a lot of fun doing the lecture. So yeah, you guys know I'll keep it real. I'll keep it real with all y'all. I am a Scorpio. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I like to give you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, the great, the magnificent, the challenges. Okay. So this new moon in Leo, we are having a new moon in Leo on Thursday, July 24th. It will be exact at 3:11 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. This is probably the most intense new moon of the year. So it's really trippy because we just had about a month ago the most positive new moon of the year. We had a new moon in Cancer. I think it was June 25th. July 24th, new moon in Leo. This is very, very different. Okay, it's interesting because it's in the sign of Leo, which is the sign in astrology that's all about the heart and fun and play and our inner child and celebration, parties, creativity. Woohoo, we're alive. Leo, it's a very positive sign, if not the most positive sign. So new moon and Leos are typically very, very positive and very fun, depending on the aspects. This moon in Leo, on the exact same day, we have an exact Sun opposite Pluto aspect. So it's a new moon in Leo, 2 degrees of Leo, in a exact opposition to Pluto. the ruler of the underworld. Okay. And it's an opposition, which is a challenging aspect. So I've been feeling this really strong leading up to this new moon. Like for some of us, and we're going to go sign by sign, I'm going to talk about the collective, and then we're also going to go sign by sign. For some of us, this can actually be really positive, really fun. It feels like really lucky, really easy to get through. And then it feels like for others of us, it can be quite challenging with that opposition to Pluto. There can be some pretty intense themes coming up. So we're going to go sign by sign. First of all, talk about what this is all about for the collective. So, of course, new moons are our time in the lunation cycle where we are having new beginnings. It's the best time to start new intentions. There can be fresh new energies coming through in those Leo ruled areas of life. Okay. So again, Leo is the sign that rules, woohoo, the height of summer, celebration, fun, creativity, romance, along with the sign of Scorpio. It rules sex. Okay. It rules dating. It rules courtship. It rules children and teenagers and our inner children, places where we have fun, entertainment, the arts. Leo also rules powerful people, royalty, politicians, celebrities, artists. So Leo is not a heavy sign. Okay, every sign, of course, has its shadow aspects. And some of those shadow aspects, because this new moon is in an opposition to Pluto, are definitely going to be very, very highlighted. Okay, and I'm feeling this very strong as I'm sharing this with you guys. You know, the shadow side of Leo is being overly egotistical, selfishness, pride, right? Kind of getting the visual of like a king that thinks he's the best thing in the world and he's always right and he's the most handsome and everybody else, you know, is not as good as him, right? It can be, dark side of Leo can be really great ego issues, selfishness, pride, not honoring of the tribe, not honoring of the community. And these are, or, you know, dark leadership that is bullying or taking people's power away. So these are definitely going to be some themes around this new moon. Of course, the new moon has a portal. So the 3 days before and after, we are in the new moon portal. So we will be entering that on Monday, okay? Going all the way until next Sunday, we are in the portal of that. Leaders are going to be exposed, okay? Some leaders are definitely going to lose their seat of power. This is one of my astrological predictions for this new moon in Leo. People in famous positions, people in the spotlight are going to be exposed. Okay, Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. Secrets, the dark side of life, sexual affairs being exposed. Okay, in the sign of Aquarius in weird ass ways. In very, very weird ways. So this is a new moon. Yes, set your intentions. Okay, but I am recommending to be cautious, okay, and to be mindful of what are we wanting to call into our lives from our heart. Leo is the heart. And what are maybe some things, if there are any, that are the ego? Shadow side is the Leo. Is the ego. Okay. So are we calling something in because it's based on our heart and our inner child, right? And the heart of the universe, the universal consciousness and expansiveness? Or is it an ego issue? Is it something that's not in alignment? Our attorney says, haha, Coldplay concert, people exposed in weird ways. Yes. Karmic repercussions are a big theme with so much we've got going on in the astrology right now, it's not even funny. It is not even funny. So you're definitely going to want to be really mindful of whatever putting your energy towards, whatever you're putting your intentions towards. Okay, because with Sun opposite Pluto, Granddaddy Saturn, the Lord of Karma, conjunct Neptune, and the Sun, South Node conjunct Mars. You guys, these are all things that have to do with karma and endings and letting go and dissolvings big time, while at the same time it's a new moon in Leo. So there's this huge theme right now, and I know I may sound like a broken record because I'm always doing my horoscope videos. I come on live with you guys almost every single day as we are. Yeah, MJ says karma, bring it on. Definitely. There's a huge theme this summer of really big new energies that we're working with collectively and personally, us moving forward in the future, which is exciting and positive, and we're getting out of the frickin' mud of the matrix that we've been in. But then there's also a lot of letting go, a lot of review and reflection, and things that we still need to deal with and process from the past before fully moving forward. And a lot of it is on the karmic level. Okay. Big time. So one of the most intense new moons of the year, very powerful as well, because all outer planets are in aspect to the new moon. Holy guacamole, you guys. We've got the sun and the new moon always conjunct. The sun and the moon always conjunct at a new moon. They are sextile Uranus. They are trine Saturn and Neptune. And they are in an opposition to Pluto. So because the sun is also the dispositor of this new moon, the sun is the ruling planet of the sign of Leo, all those aspects, sun sextile Uranus, sun trine Saturn, Neptune, sun opposite Pluto, they are going to be felt even stronger, these outer planet influences, which the outer planets have a lot to do with the current generational energy that we are processing through, and very big collective events, huge collective events. Again, I'm going to say this. I think we're going to see within the portal of this new moon, or in the fallout of it in the coming month, a major world leader or celebrity, royal family member lose their power. And Chrissy brought it up. I think it was Chrissy in the chat. Obama being put in the spotlight by Tulsi. I mean, literally, the astrology doesn't lie. Okay. So we just had, this was like yesterday or the day before, a couple days ago, right as we're coming up to this new moon in Leo, Director of National Intelligence in the US, Tulsi Gabbard, just made a bombshell claim. She claims Barack Obama personally orchestrated the plot against President Trump in the final weeks of his presidency. She says the Obama administration bypassed US intelligence agencies and deliberately fabricated the Russia collusion narrative. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. Absolutely wild. I didn't get a chance to look at Barack Obama's chart yet, but I'm going to do a whole separate video on that this week coming up, actually, with this news. So stay tuned for that. I know I just played this in my Beyond Astro weekly forecast video I just did on the Beyond Mystic channel, but I want to play this again. It's a short clip because this is a really big freaking deal. Okay, Obama is being exposed, and the Obama administration, for their lies. And Tulsi is saying that she does want them to get justice being served. So let's take a little listen to this crazy bombshell.
The implications of this are frankly nothing short of historic. Over 100 documents that we released on Friday really detail and provide evidence of how this treasonous conspiracy was directed by President Obama just weeks before he was due to leave office, after President Trump had already gotten elected. This is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue that is so serious it should concern every single American, because it has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic. What we saw occur here, as the documents we released detailed, was that we had a sitting president of the United States and his cabinet and leadership team, quite frankly, who were not happy with the fact that President Trump had won the election, that the American people had chosen Donald J. Trump to be the next president, commander-in-chief of the United States. And so they decided that they would do everything possible to try to undermine his ability to do what voters tasked President Trump to do. So creating this piece of manufactured intelligence that claims that Russia had helped Donald Trump get elected contradicted every other assessment that had been made previously in the months leading up to the election that said exactly the opposite, that Russia had neither the intent nor the capability to try to, quote unquote, hack the United States election for the presidency of the United States. So the effect of what President Obama and his senior national security team did was subvert the will of the American people, undermining our democratic republic, and enacting what would be essentially a years-long coup against President Trump, who was duly elected by the American people.
Absolutely wild, you guys. So yeah, this was on the 18th. Tulsi Gabbard posted this. Americans will finally learn. Oh, I don't have this thing up. Let me change this in my slide deck here. Bring this up for you guys. This was like the first X post that she did on the subject, revealing it. Americans will finally learn the truth about how in 2016, intelligence was politicized and weaponized by the most powerful people in the Obama administration to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a years-long coup against President Trump, subverting the will of the American people and undermining our democratic republic. Here's how. And then she posted a picture. Here's how. So what the heck? Doyle in the chat says, Trump said also Epstein files. Yes. We've also got, the Epstein files. Supposedly Trump and Pam Bondi are going to release something having to do with that. We will see. It has been very disappointing up until this point, just looking at it from a totally outside point of view. That situation, because this is something that was promised to us that it was going to be released. And it is something that we definitely, I'm not even an American, but just saying the whole world needs to hold to account that administration to release these files. Congressman Thomas Massie pushes the House to vote for the full release of the Epstein files after DOJ looks to release only grand jury testimony. So that is currently happening as well. This was an X post from Sam Tripoli, host of the Tinfoil Hat Conspiracy Thought podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, and a conscious comedian. He says, Obamagate distracts from the Epstein list, which distracts from Israel's genocide, which in turn distracts from the Palantir-run digital beast system being installed to erase your constitutional rights. It's possible there's some really weird stuff going on, and at a certain point, we're going to want to see some actual action and really big revealings having to do with these Epstein files, having to do with these people that are frankly evil psychopaths. Okay, I got to be careful with my words on YouTube. We're live as well on Rumble and X. So wild. MJ says Obamagate. So yeah, what's a bigger powerful person, right? New moon, 2 degrees of Leo in an opposition to Pluto. What's bigger than an American president being exposed, being taken down? And what if it's 2 at the same time? Okay. Mercury retrograde in Leo. Mercury, things being doubled. Very, very interesting. We're going to see. So again, just to recap, ways to work with this new moon. I think this is a fantastic moon to, yes, set your intentions consciously. Are they intentions coming from your heart or your ego, both the positive and, light side of Leo? Also a great new moon to be in creativity, to connect to your inner child. to have some fun in safe ways since it isn't in opposition to Pluto. Predictions, as I said, huge, revealing drama exposés of very powerful people politically, in royalty, in the entertainment industry. Tech people as well, with Pluto and Aquarius, weird tech things can get exposed as well. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And before we get into our readings for each of the 12 signs for this new moon, let's pull some tarot cards for all of us as a collective. Okay. Asking the universe, what is our collective tarot card message for all 12 signs for this new moon, exact Thursday, July 24th? What's our guidance? What do we need to know? Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. Oh my God. And the King of Cups. I don't think I've ever pulled a spread like that before. Also, bonus card is Four of Pentacles. Okay, so we've just pulled 3 of the kings or queens. This is, guys, you can't make this shit up. This is powerful people. Okay, so there's a very big theme of powerful people. Interesting that there's one male, King of Cups, and there's 2 females, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. Maybe that has to do with who is going to be exposed publicly this week, possibly 1 major male, 2 major females, or sometimes there's people that we think are males that are actually females, or people that are females that we think are actually males. Just saying. Okay. I know some of you guys know what I'm talking about there. This is I'm feeling like, how are we being the king or queen of our own lives as we go into this new moon in Leo? Where are we being empowered in our own lives? And where are we holding on too tightly with this Four of Pentacles to a system and a matrix that no longer serves us? Is there somewhere we're being greedy? Okay. Remember, that's the shadow side of Leo really being shown with the Sun opposite Pluto. Where are we being in our ego? Where are we maybe being greedy? Where are we attached to something a little bit too tightly? Or how are we seeing that, if that's not us, outside ourselves? Where are we being overly materialistic? Where are we being controlling, right? The affirmation, holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. This is about our personal empowerment. It's very clear in the cards, and the people that we allow to be in leadership positions. Lots of information being revealed this week about powerful people. Queen of Cups, we can be very sensitive to that, be open to receiving the healing and nurturing you need. Some of the things coming up this week with this new moon, in the fallout of it, it's 2 Cups cards. It's the King and the Queen of Cups. It's going to affect our sensitivity levels. It's going to affect our dream time, our emotions. One of the ways we can process through so much of the revealings rather, is through creativity. Creativity, Leo. Dancing, painting, singing, being theatrical, making, social media posts where you're doing something creative. Just anything creative is going to really help us get through the energy. I'm also feeling like pulling some bonus clarifiers as well. Wow. 2 queens. Ace of Wands. Oh, you guys. I'm like so dramatic. Sorry. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm always being very dramatic. Ace of Wands and the Emperor are our clarifiers. Huge, 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 huge change and exposing having to do with powerful people. And it starts with a man, and probably it's Obama, what's just come out with Tulsi Gabbard. War, conquest, victory, divine masculine. The powers are changing this week. There's a very big shift in, I'm feeling spirit say, the spiritual war that we've been in. There's a very big turning point in the war because there's such big revealings that it feels like it's reaching a critical mass. Also with the Ace of Wands, related to fire, related to the sign of Leo. There's undeniable truths. There's undeniable moving forward, and there's undeniable, like, so many people are starting to see what's really going on here, right? Gabriel says, looks like powerful people are going to take a tumble, long overdue. Yes, MJ, hope so, Meg. It is time. I hope so too. It's definitely going to be wild with the astrology this week. Wowzers. Okay, that's exciting. That's exciting how the cards reflect the astrology as well. So now we're going to get into readings for each of the 12 signs for this new moon in Leo. Cool. We got Alberta in the house. Hello, Alberta. And we're going to start with the Aries. I've started doing a new thing where, we're taking turns from now on, either starting with the Aries or the Pisces. So last week we went backwards in the zodiac. We started with the Pisces, then went towards Aries. Today we're going to be starting with the Aries, and the Pisces will be last. Okay. It feels good now that I'm switching it up a bit and doing it that way. So Aries, 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 how are we doing out there? Oh, thank you so much, Heather, for the super chat. Love you. Happy new moon. Aries, you are having this new moon in Leo in your 5th house of Leo. Okay, so you're going to be one of the signs that, this may be either really, really fun or really dramatic, or maybe a little bit of both. Okay. You're having this new moon in your 5th house of Leo. So this is a great new moon for connecting to your inner child, having fun, being in your creativity. Okay. You are having Pluto in an exact opposition to this new moon in your 11th house. So there can be possible power struggles going on with friends, with a team or group that you work with. Okay, things being revealed about a friend or a group association that might be bringing a little bit of the drama. But I think you're going to be one of the signs that actually fares not the best. That's not the best way of saying it. Fares with the most ease. Okay, we'll see what the tarot cards have to say about that. Let's see what tarot card we get for all y'all. The Hierophant, very interesting for our Aries for this new moon in Leo. The Hierophant, which is a very powerful figure. Okay, that is a teacher, that is a guide. So maybe with this new moon in Leo, some of you Aries are being inspired to step more into your own inner teacher, guide archetype. Okay, showcasing your gifts and talents through teaching, through courses, workshops. Starting to recognize that you might actually be a master at something or a certain subject, and you're ready to teach that out to others. Or there can be significant things happening with teachers or guides in your life at this time. Love you, Aries, very, very much. And we're going to move next to our Tauruses, my fellow Taurus, sun, moon, and risings. Okay, Taurus, so you've got Leo in your 4th house. You're having this new moon in Leo in your 4th house. Yikes. Okay, I say yikes with love because this Sun-Pluto opposition is with the Sun on your IC, the most vulnerable, sensitive part of your chart, and Pluto right at the top of your midheaven. Now, I'm saying this as I am a Taurus rising. You guys know I like to keep it real. Tauruses, you're one of the signs, sun, moon, and risings, that you're going to be feeling this new moon in Leo in some of the most intense ways. Okay, so there's the themes of this is a really good new moon for new beginnings, inspirations that have to do with the fourth house, your home, family, property, ancestors, your emotional well-being as well. But we do have Pluto in an opposition to this new moon and on your midheaven. So there can be a major theme, and let me know what's going on for all our Tauruses out there. Okay. There could be possible major power struggles going on within family members of yours, you and a family member, or you and a boss, you and an authority figure, you and a parent, you and somebody at work with Pluto right on the midheaven. You're also going to be very highly psychically sensitive and just sensitive overall with Pluto on the midheaven in opposition to this new moon in your fourth house. So Tauruses, if you are like, acting like a Pisces or a Cancer, okay, shout out to my Pisces and Cancers. I love you guys. But if you're like crying, if you feel like you're having a lot of emotional releases, if you're feeling a lot of sensitivity, you're not going crazy. You are letting go of a lot with this new moon from your inner child, from your ancestry, from your ancestral, what's the right word? Karma, if you will. So yes, it's a new moon. Yes, we can be setting intentions, and there's those fourth house areas, but there's going to be some very intense energies and dynamics there for you as well. So Taurus, let's see, what is your tarot card for this new moon? And let me know, my Tauruses, how you're faring out there. Makes sense for me as a Taurus rising. Ooh, King of Wands. Okay, that's a good one. Use the dynamic energy of a leader. Ooh, visionary, successful, swift, expansion, strength, power, will, courage, leadership. Okay, so it's not going to be for Tauruses like a total breakdown, like a total dark night of the soul with that Pluto opposition, Pluto in the midheaven. Okay, we're actually possibly faring quite well through this. It's going to be intense, but we're being inspired to be in our own self-authority, our own leadership. We're really recognizing where some people might be trying to take advantage of us, taking our power over us, been hiding some secrets, okay, Pluto, that we're finding out about. This is actually going to be really empowering for us, and a lot of healing through family, ancestral karma dynamics, okay? Love you guys. Next, we're going to go to Gemini. Gabriel says, Meg, you have such an amazing talent, blows my mind. Well, thank you so much. And I hope what I'm saying resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, you guys, then that's totally fine too. I appreciate the positive comments, Gabriel. Thank you. Celestial Emma says, time for a bit of action. Thanks, Meg. Yes, definitely. Okay, Gemini, what have we got going on? This new moon in Leo is in your third house. And we've got your planetary ruler, Mercury, retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde. So, it's your ruler retrograde. Things can be feeling funky. They can possibly be feeling confusion. There can possibly be some false starts going on, things not working out totally to plan. It's very important for us to surrender, to be open to review and reflection during a retrograde, particularly when it's our planet, like it is for you, Geminis. Thank you so much, MJ, for the super chat. This new moon being in your third house with Mercury at home in the third house for you as well. This is very much about your local community, your local surroundings. Where I'm hearing Spirit ask you, where do you feel passion and fun in your local surroundings and community? Okay, it's time to connect to that. It's time to reconnect to that. Okay, this is a great new moon of connecting to creative writing, creative ways of communication, having fun with siblings, friends, neighbors, doing something fun in your local community, okay? your mind can actually be getting, like, your mental capacities can actually be having some really big breakthroughs. You can be moving past some maybe beliefs with Pluto in the ninth house in an opposition that haven't been serving you, that have been holding you down, into more positive mindsets. This is our second lunation now, with our first new moon, actually, with Uranus in your sign of Gemini. So this is not boring at all. Shout out to all of you. I'm a Taurus, so I just went through Uranus in Taurus for the past, what was that? Freaking 7 years? How long was that? Oh my God. So yeah, never a dull moment. And Geminis, let me know how you guys are all doing. Okay, let's pull a card for our Gemmies out there for this new moon in Leo. Ooh, this has come up again. I pulled this in a video I did earlier today, and now we're getting it again. The 10 of Pentacles. Okay, there can be positive news. The third house also has to do with news for you guys, okay? Positive news regarding inheritance, legacy, prosperity, pinnacle of success, everything in fruition and wisdom from all stages of life. Geminis, this is very nice. 10 of Pentacles. Your renewed positive mindset, your renewed positively empowered vernacular and vocabulary is going to attract more abundance and positivity in all forms. Very cool. Everybody likes to get a card like that. So Geminis, have a very happy new moon. Next, we go to our Cancers. Thank you, Carolyn, for the super chat. Love you. Cancies, as I like to call you all. MJ says, yes, and ancestors backing us all the way. Yes, they are always backing us, for sure. Cancers, wow. Okay, you are having this new moon in Leo in your second house with Pluto at home in the 8th house. Oh my God, Cancers, you're currently having transit Pluto, in the 8th house. Very powerful. And, Pluto is that outermost planet. So not every day of Pluto being in Aquarius for the next 19 years are you going to feel Pluto in your 8th house. But specifically on transits where, Pluto is in an exact aspect, a very strong influence as it is in this new moon, you will be feeling that even more as an influence. So with this new moon in your second house, Cancers, amazing new moon for setting intentions, new beginnings having to do with your income, physical resources, abundance, your pleasures and enjoyments in life, things that have to do with nature. We do want to be, Mercury is retrograde at the same time. So not the best time with Mercury retrograde to be like, I'm a Cancer, I'm going to start this new side hustle or this new business right now on the new moon in Leo. Envision it, set the intentions about it, but wait to actually launch until after the Mercury retrograde. That actually goes for any of the 12 signs listening to this video. Okay, so there's positivity coming towards your values, renewed self-value, income. Leo in particular also deals with risky investments. Okay, so you may learn about something new that can be positive for you to invest in. Not a financial advisor, but just saying the sign of Leo does rule gold. Okay, and you do have Leo in the second house, so that can be something very good for Cancers at the moment. This is nice. Now, with that Pluto in an opposition, there can be some intense revealings going on at the same time, or possible shadow work coming up. Okay, so if so, you are a Cancer, you are one of the water signs, you know how to deal with it, you know how to be in self-care, how to seek assistance if you need anything, whether that's a shaman, therapist, astrologer, whatever it is you like to work with. So want to acknowledge you guys are going through that Pluto in the 8th house transit at the same time. Okay, Cancers, tarot card for you guys for this new moon in Leo. What have we got? Okay, 9 of Swords, That's an intense one. Okay, how are Cancers doing out there? Violet says, Cancer rising here. I have natal Jupiter in the second too. This should be good. Ooh, that's very nice, Violet. Okay, there's something intense going on with the Cancers, and it makes sense because you have Pluto in the 8th house in an opposition. Worrying changes nothing. Decide your next step. This is like a card about unnecessary worry and anxiety. Okay. Where, Cancer, are you holding yourself back? What are you scared of? What are you worrying about? What are you anxious about? The more that you're worrying and anxious, you're actually going to be creating that. So if any of the Cancers out there are having an issue with that, okay, this is a good new moon to be real, okay, and see what modalities you can use to move past that. I'm going to pull a clarifier for you guys as well. This feels, I'm getting chills as I say, I feel like for some Cancers, there can be, it feels like some family stuff that some of you guys are going through. There might be for some Cancers, like, and it makes sense with Pluto in the 8th house, maybe a family member that's getting ready to cross over to the other side, or some very big family secret or issue that's coming forward that can also be bringing on some of the worrying, some of the anxiety. Some of you Cancers are really going through some intense things right now. 9 of Pentacles. Guys, this is in your second house. This new moon is in your second house, so definitely take advantage of it. I'm hearing the universe say, just because you had a family member that was in lack, or just because you have a family member or someone around you that maybe doesn't believe in you, doesn't mean you have to take that on. Okay. You are limitless, Cancers. You've got Jupiter in Cancer right now for the whole next year. That's the luckiest thing you can possibly have. MJ says 2 9s. Oh, I'm happy that you caught that, MJ. Yeah, we've got 2 9s. Which 9s are very much about completion, ending of cycles. Okay, so you're coming full circle in a way with this new moon where let go of excess worry and believe in yourself. Okay, I've been feeling this like is a really big theme the past few days, is letting go of, and it makes sense with the Jupiter and Cancer transit, things that are not our issue. Okay, that might be from a family member, like projecting that onto us. So just being mindful of that. Okay, Cancers, love you very, very much. And next we're going to go to our Leos. Woohoo! Leo, sun, moon, and risings. How are we doing out there? Happy annual new moon in Leo. It is the most intense new moon of the year. Okay. So, new moon in Leo in your first house. This is a great new moon to be showcasing your gifts and talents, to be in your confidence, renewed sense of identity. Now, this new moon in Leo is in an opposition to Pluto, with Pluto on your descendant. So for all the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, okay, this is going to be most intense for the fixed signs because with that sun in opposition to Pluto, it's right on the angles of our chart. So for the Tauruses, it's with Pluto on the midheaven. For Leos, it's with Pluto on the descendant. Scorpios, the IC, and Aquarians on the ascendant. Pluto on the descendant, there can be, okay, Leos, some intense stuff coming up that you have to deal with in love life, in your marriage. I don't know why all of a sudden I want to talk in like a New Jersey accent. Okay. There could be some major secrets being revealed, possibly even feeling betrayed by someone. This could be in love life. This could be in any committed relationship of any sort. So we're looking at some possible shadow work coming up with Pluto on your descendant opposite this new moon. And it's better to know something than to not know something. It's better to acknowledge the shadow side than to not acknowledge it. And for some Leos, this can literally mean like, something fucked up coming up in a relationship. I'll just be honest. But then For other Leos, you know, the seventh house where Pluto is rules others. Okay. So there could be someone in your life, whether that's a lover or a committed relationship, going through something plutonic, an addiction, a dark night of the soul, a crisis, where you may be called, Leo, to be really having to hold space for somebody right now that might be going through some plutonic issue or some dark night of the soul or addiction. So I'm curious to hear how our Leos are doing out there. Gisela says, single as a Pringle, LOL, but definitely feeling the shadow work coming up. That's funny. I haven't heard that saying before. MJ says, happy birthday to the Leos. Yes, happy birthday to all our Leos out there. Very empowering new moon. But at the same time, a lot of you guys are like either having something very big being revealed about a relationship or having to hold space for someone that may be going through something very intense. So let's see what your tarot card message is for this new moon. Do, 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 do. Why am I hearing that? Is that the Jeopardy theme? Do, 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 do. A Four of Pentacles. I don't know why this theme song is coming up for our Leo Sun Moon Risings. Is that the Jeopardy theme song? Do, 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 do. Some of you guys are probably like, what the hell? Okay, so why is that coming up? Jeopardy has to do with figuring things out, having to give words as answers. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, why is that coming up for you guys? Puzzles, riddles, having to figure something out, having to do, 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 do. It's like, okay, why is this feeling like a theme show right now? Jeopardy. Why is this feeling like Jeopardy for the Leos right now? Jeopardy. Okay, Jeopardy means something could possibly be in jeopardy. Okay, Christian says, for $500, what is happening on July 24th? LOL, that's hilarious. Okay, Taryn, because it's a game, you're in jeopardy. Know the question to ask. Okay, I love you guys. You're helping me with my weird psychic phenomenon. What would I do without you guys? MJ, you know the answer. Okay, I want you guys to sit with that, Leos. There's some kind of like extra message coming in for you guys. There's something coming in for you guys. Chaya, getting chills. Life is a game. Yeah. There's something is a game. Something's being revealed. Look at different options. Violet says, maybe because Jeopardy is on a stage / TV, so it's Leo related in a way. Definitely. Seeing through the BS. Yeah, that resonates, Chaya. It's like something for you to see through. Almost look at if there's a challenging situation coming up having to do with somebody. For some reason, Spirit's saying, look at it like Jeopardy or sing the Jeopardy theme song. There's something about that. There's something about that. Play with the energy. Play with what's going on. Okay. Celestial Emma, the cards will help. Yeah, well, the card that we got, oh my God, and I put it back in the pile, was the Four of Pentacles again. We got this again, and we've got it for the Leos. Holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. Yes, MJ, play. Either you're holding on to something too tightly, or with Pluto in the 7th house in opposition, someone around you is holding on to something too tightly. Control issues, security, over materialism. Jeopardy's also like, yeah, you get a reward. It is very Leo. You get a reward. It's risky, but there's abundance and rewards in every moment, depending on how we deal with situations in every moment. So almost like Spirit's saying that too. Every choice and decision you make, there's a reward or there's a repercussion that comes from that. Interesting. Okay, Leos. Hope that resonates. Yes, Chrissy, get a reward for making good decisions. It's right. It's right. Yep, yep, yep. And all the fixed signs, okay, don't mean to get too creepy on all y'all. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarians, you guys got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Because Pluto is right on the angles of your chart. And Pluto is in an opposition to the sun and moon with this new moon. So be really mindful of what you're getting up to, of who you're attracting, of what you're calling in, because you got Pluto on your back. Okay? Just saying. Next, we move to our Virgos. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. We are having this new moon in Leo in your 12th house. So this is very magical for you. This is a beautiful new moon to be doing dream work, spending some time alone, doing fun things on your own, doing creative forms of spirituality, like making a vision board, doing dancing, doing shamanic journeying, doing things that are uplifting and fun. Ecstatic dance. Have you ever been to an ecstatic dance, Virgo? That's pretty freaking fun and very, very conscious. Leo and the 12th house of Pisces are both very creative. This is an amazing new moon to be getting back into a creative passion project and also connecting to your own creativity. And I want you Virgos to be paying attention to your dreams, okay? Because you can be definitely having very vivid, empowering dreams also with Neptune in a trine to the new moon as well. Let's see what card we've got for our Virgos. Oh my God, what am I doing with these cards? Okay. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo for the new moon. The Wheel of Fortune for the Virgos. You have strength in new beginnings. The cycle restarts. Change, chance, fate, happiness, cycles, destiny, luck, karma. That's so funny because as I was shuffling, I heard Virgos are aware of the karma. Virgos are aware of the karma. Virgos feel very aware. And it's funny because the South Node is in Virgo right now, of the karma of what you're doing in every moment. Virgos are very aware of that as a sign. That's one of the strengths of a Virgo. So Virgos, this is a very lucky, benefic, exciting card. Okay, pay attention to the opportunities and acts of fate that are here for you at this time. Very, very cool. Let me know what's going on with our Virgos in the comments. Next, we have our Leos. Yeah, MJ, it does feel like people are getting their karma. Very interesting. Did I say Leos? I meant to say Libras. Libras, you're having this new moon in Leo in your 11th house, Pluto in an opposition in the 5th. This new moon in Leo is highlighting your friends, groups, long-term wishes, dreams, and hopes, your relationship to technology. It is 11th house, the Aquarian ruled areas of life. This is a beautiful new moon for you to be spending time with friends, like-minded community, working with technology, utilizing technology, social media for your business, for your passion projects. Great time to be showcasing yourself online as well. Again, with the Mercury retrograde, we don't want to be like starting something completely from scratch, but it is good to be playing around with the energy, envisioning new things and our intentions. This feels exciting for you. This feels fun. This feels like get out in like-minded community and see what this new moon has to offer you guys, for sure. You do have Pluto in the 5th house. Pluto rules sex, 5th house also rules sex. Leo rules sex. So there may be some fun, sexy time going on, some intensity going on in the love life. Are you wanting to commit to someone that you've maybe been dating, in courtship with? We all know Libras love relationships and courtship. One of the challenges for some Libras is you may be seeing someone and you may be like, okay, is this serious? Are we serious here? Is this just for sex? Is this just like a Tinder thing? Or is this something that could actually go into the long term? So that could also be coming up for some Libras as well. Let's see what card we've got for our lovely Libras. We've got, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. There's always another way to do something. Excess burdens and responsibility. Okay, letting go of blocks, excess responsibility, okay, from others, whether it's from a friend, whether it's a community you're engaged with, whether it's from a lover that still needs to kind of prove themselves to you in a way. If you're like a single Libra, you're a Libra that's been dating you, it feels like some of you guys, there's somebody that they still need to prove something to you, or they need to step up to the plate, okay? Which may be feeling is a bit of a burden. There can be possible burdens that are coming up, challenges that are coming up in some of your relationships. Ooh, the Lover's card, okay? So sometimes challenges come up because they're upgrading their relationship to the next level, okay? Relationships, whether it's a friendship, lover, coworker, it's not always hunky-dory, okay? There's challenges that come up to help us go to the next level of the relationship. So you can kind of look at it as that, Libra, if that is coming up. Rick the Buffalo says, yes, sexy time. Yes, that does show up in the astrology as well. Speaking of sexy time, we go to the sign that rules sex. Well, one of the two, Scorpio, Leo does as well. Scorpio, happy new moon in Leo. Okay. You are one of the fixed signs, so we are feeling this one very intensely. Pluto is on the IC. How are we feeling, Scorpios? How are we feeling? We've got this new moon in Leo in our 10th house. So it's highlighting our work, career, long-term goals, what we're passionate about. What the F do you want to be doing in the long term? Do you love what you're doing in your work, in your career? Do you feel you're succeeding in your legacy? Okay. Now, with that Pluto in an opposition to the new moon, and Pluto's on the IC, this new moon can be bringing power struggles, intensity, shadow work. For all the fixed signs, and for Scorpio, it has to do with family and maybe work relationships, older people, 10th house, not just work. It can also be the parents, the grandparents, older people than us in our lives, okay? Like, I'm also getting some scum Scorpios. Some Scorpios may be faced with the projections of others, of what you've accomplished up until this point. There may be some people in Scorpio's lives that it feels like just they don't understand you. Spirit's saying they will never understand you. Keep doing your passions, Leo. Keep sharing your gifts. Keep being your weird Scorpio self, okay? And if there's family or there's older people in your life that just don't get it, and they might never get it, don't take that personally. Continue to be yourself. Continue to shine in your gifts, in your passions, in what turns you on in life, okay? So that may be a challenging aspect to it, but love this new moon for setting intentions around, again, long-term goals, work, career, what the heck you're actually passionate about, Scorpio. Chaya says, haha, just bumped into an ex today. He's Libra sun and I'm a Libra moon, and definitely brought up unresolved feelings. See, the astrology doesn't lie. Thank you for sharing that, Chaya. Christian says, LOL, Christian family doesn't know I do tarot TikToks. I love you, Christian. Keep doing your freaking tarot TikToks. Okay? That's what I'm talking about here. Are you a Scorpio, Christian? MJ, yep, Scorpio, you do you, boo. Yeah, you do you. And it's interesting because Scorpio, we can put off, and I am a Scorpio sun for those of you who may not know, we definitely can seem kind of intense and we can put off this energy like I don't give a fuck. Okay, but deep down when it comes to our family or the people closest to us or the people we love, we actually do really give a fuck. Okay, and if someone isn't proud of us or like doesn't understand something that we're doing, probably that is going to hurt on some level. Probably that is going to be a challenge on some level because we're very passionate and we're very, very loyal. So those themes can kind of be coming up around this new moon, Scorpio. Let's pull a card for you guys. Christian, Leo Sun, Scorpio rising. Happy almost birthday. Very cool. Okay, Scorpios, what's our tarot card for this new moon? Ugh. Why? Scorpios, we get such intense cards. Makes sense on a regular basis. 10 of Swords. It has ended and finished for better or for worse. Ruin, defeat, failure, insolence, overthrow, speaking many words, hopelessness. MJ says surrender. Thank you, MJ. Yeah, surrender. Okay, there's this. Remember what I said, you guys. For the Cancers with Pluto in the eighth house, Pluto's at home at the eighth house, the fixed signs with Pluto on the angles at the moment, it's like you're not going to feel for the whole, or sorry, angular houses rather. Sorry, you guys, there's somebody ringing on my doorbell that looks kind of weird. What the fuck? Okay, one second. I have a family member who's in the house. I'm not going to go get it. This is such a Scorpio moment. I just want to see what happens because this person looks kind of weird at the door. Hashtag Scorpio life. Who's at the door? I think they just said there's a cat or something next door. One sec. They're coming onto the property. They're coming onto the property. One sec, you guys. Something's going on here. What the hell? Okay, there's these weird looking people at my family's house saying there's a cat and looking for a cat. Anyways, we're going to disconnect from the distraction, Scorpio. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. How the fixed signs, we have Pluto in the angular houses. So not the whole Pluto and Aquarius transit are we going to feel it intensely, but we definitely will this new moon. Okay. So can be some intense stuff coming up having to do with our family, our work, what we've accomplished up until this point. But Scorpios, I'm hearing Spirit say, okay, do not let anybody make you feel like you haven't accomplished anything or you're not good enough. Okay, Scorpios, you are a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. You are very powerful. You are a survivor. You've been through some shit in your life. Okay, and the best is yet to come. We're in amazing astrological times where there's so much potential. So if you feel like, yeah, of course it's a cat. If you feel like there's major things that you haven't accomplished yet, that is to come, if that is truly in alignment with your soul's path. And don't let other people make you feel bad about that. And just surrender to the flow of life. Judgment. That's a very Pluto ruled card. Answering the call to action creates new opportunity. There's a judgment moment for Scorpios with this new moon of who's actually around you, what you've accomplished up until this point. Don't let the fuckers bring you down. Okay, that's one of my favorite songs. You are the judgment moment, Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio, we are the judgment card every second of every day. We're very triggering to people. They either get it or they don't get it. Okay, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Awakening, purpose, reckoning, self-assessment, atonement, rejuvenation. This is a very powerful new moon of you being in your power, empowering and letting go of other people's expectations and projections and doing your passions and your weirdness anyways. Does that make sense? Does that resonate, Scorpios? I hope that resonates. MJ says, answer the call. We had a cat walk up for us. Cats are about independence, being themselves. And of course, Leo rules the cat. Okay, we got a few more signs. Saggies, you are having this new moon in Leo in your 9th house, in the 9th house of Sagittarius. So you can be feeling quite at home with this new moon. This is a great new moon for setting your intentions around travel, expansion, your beliefs, higher knowledge, courses, workshops. I don't want you guys to book anything. Okay, I don't want you guys to make any major purchases with this Mercury retrograde, but you can be playing with the energy. You can be brainstorming on things. You can be open to new possibilities. You can be setting the intentions. Okay. You are being empowered and you are being invited to share your gifts and talents. And I'm hearing Spirit say an even more public way or arena. Okay. We've got that Pluto in an opposition in your 3rd house. So there may be some intense things coming up in your local community with some friends, neighbors, or siblings, some clashes of beliefs. Okay. 9th house. But again, kind of a similar theme for a lot of the signs. Don't take on excess judgments, projections from other people that are not yours. Okay. So let's pull a card for our Saggies. I feel like also very good new moon for you to be writing, for you to be speaking. Funny because it is a Mercury retrograde, but I'm feeling for Saggies, it's very good for you to be using your voice, using your words, speaking your truth to create. We've got a very Sagittarius card, the Hierophant. Did the Aries get the Hierophant as well? This has come up twice so far for 2 of the signs. Teacher, guide, divine wisdom, understand your beliefs, values, and boundaries. Wow, ruled by Sagittarius. So there's a new beginning in your beliefs and in you as the archetype of the teacher, the guide, the guru, if you will, in yourself, and also how you share that with others. There may be new teachers, guides, courses, coming forward for you at this time, subjects that you may want to be learning that you're starting to get more passionate about. Very cool, Saggies. Have a happy new moon. Next, we move to our Capricorn, sun, moon, and risings. Capricorns, you are having this new moon in your 8th house. Okay. So with this being in your 8th house and Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, the ruler of the 8th house in an opposition, you're going to be one of the signs that's feeling this more intensely than some of the other signs. Hi, JC. Nice to see you. By the way, you guys, let's just pause for a sec because I'm very, very excited that I think I'm going to be done. I should be done right around 8. JC is going to be live with Penny Kelly on the Beyond Mystic channels for a special Wacky Woo show. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Wow, there's already 33 people waiting in YouTube. I'm going to definitely be watching that right after I do this video. So go check that out. JC and Penny are amazing when they do their shows together. And I think Penny's going to talk about how her predictions have come right, having to do with Trump. So very excited to see that. Thank you, JC, for saying hello. Sorry, Capricorns. Yeah, so was just saying you're going to be one of the signs that's going to feel this new moon definitely the most. Leo is the sign of drama, okay? And Scorpio, the eighth house, Pluto, the other thing in astrology that rules drama. How are our Capricorns doing out there? Okay, do we have any Capricorns here? Any Capricorns here? Is it feeling dramatic? Is it feeling intense? This new moon is very empowering for you. There can definitely be some shadow work coming to the surface, some challenges. You guys know I like to keep it real, okay? But if you work through it in a conscious way, you can actually be up leveling to even greater confidence. I'm hearing spirit say, remember, Leo is the sign that rules our confidence, our gifts, our talents, our passions. And I'm feeling with this new moon, there's like this huge theme of we're all gifted, we're all talented in our own individual ways, but sometimes because of ancestral karma, Jupiter in Cancer, ancestral karma, wounds, traumas from the past, eighth house, it's not easy for us to be in those gifts and talents. So Capricorns, I invite you with this new moon to maybe reflect on. Grushi says, I'm a Cappy, more challenges, sigh. Not going to last for long, okay? And challenges can actually be a good thing. I invite you guys to reflect on, and you guys are usually very good at reflection. What are your passions? Are you doing those passions? Whether that's personally or professionally. And if you're not, is there a fear there? Is there a trauma there? Is there a projection there from someone else? Okay, what's going on? This is with your eighth house. You're being invited to upgrade, to move through shadow work. Okay. Let's pull a card for our Capricorns. I do like that your ruler Saturn is trine the new moon. So I'm not concerned of the Capricorns like you're going to have a dark night of the soul. No, Saturn's in a good aspect to this new moon. So some intense stuff coming up, but very empowering at the same time. Ooh, I love this for the Capricorns. The Hanged Man. Change your perspective. Which for the Capricorns, okay, and I've got my moon in Capricorn, so I'm saying this with love. Capricorn can be very hard to change the perspective sometimes because Capricorn rules the matrix and stability and the old structures of life. Look at the world from a different perspective. Okay, how can we look at something from a different perspective? If something's not working out that we've been wanting to manifest that has to do with our gifts and passions, how can we change the perspective? How can we change the energy? I love how this is one of my most favorite tarot cards. Changing the perspective to change the energy. Talking to different people, doing things in a different kind of way to open up your perspectives. MJ says can be enlightenment. Yeah, through being open to weird and different things, we can attain enlightenment for sure, and self-mastery. Okay, Capricorns, hope that resonated. And now we're going to go to the Aquarians. Woo woo. Last fixed sign. Okay, so another fixed sign that is having this Pluto in an opposition to the new moon right on the descendant. We are in Pluto in Aquarius transit. Aquarius, you are in one of the biggest transits of your lives with Pluto now in your sign. And this new moon is in your seventh house. So it's new beginnings and highlighting of your committed relationships, other people in your lives, your love life, your work life, contracts, obligations, your personal aesthetic. Okay, with the new moon in your seventh house, there can be a lot going on with other people around you in your life, similar to what I was saying with the Leos. With Pluto in an opposition, there may be very intense things. I mean, you're going through Pluto in your sign. You're going through one of the most intense transits in astrology. I know all about that as a moon in Capricorn. I went through that with Pluto in Capricorn. It was fucking crazy. Okay. You're going through intense upgrades yourself, and the people around you at the time of this new moon are as well. I'm hearing Spirit say you have divine wisdom to share with others. You are receiving support by those who are actually in alignment to be around you. Pay attention to who you feel supported by, and you're being invited to support others that are also going through maybe some intense upgrades at the time of this new moon, involving their personal talents, their gifts, their confidence, their love and life force of life. Leo is about enjoying life. Okay. Let's pull a card for our Aquarians. See what we get here for our Aquarians. Ooh, Four of Swords. This is like a rest card. Okay, take time out and the answer will come. Rest, ease, restoration, recharging, reflection, abundance as well. Yeah, there might be recovery. I'm hearing that word recovery. People that are literally in recovery in your life, or you may be recovering from something or someone that there's like this reciprocal energy going on for the Aquarians. You're holding space for others as they hold space for you. So pay attention to who you have around you, if they uplift you or if they always make you feel like crap and low vibration. And are you making time for rest? Okay, because there are very big upgrades happening for you guys for sure with this transit. MJ, rest, healing, meditation, rest of the warrior. Definitely. I love that, rest of the warrior. Okay, Aquarians, hope that resonated. And last but not least, we've got our magical Pisces. Pisces, you are having this new moon in Leo happen in your 6th house. So this is highlighting your health, day-to-day work and routines, office space, your pets as well. Want you, Pisces, to be very mindful of your health with this new moon, okay? Leo in medical astrology has to do with the heart, the circulation, our energy levels. You guys may be having some weird ascension symptoms physically with this new moon in Leo. You're not dying, you're not going crazy, okay? You're just really feeling it on the physical levels. So do some extra grounding, do some extra self-care. Great new moon for you to be setting intentions having to do with your health, having to do with your routines, day-to-day work as well. If there are health issues that need to be attended to with Pluto in an opposition, there may be some intense moments where those are really being brought up. But I like with the Mercury retrograde, there can be some very profound, helpful information coming forward if you're open to it in regards to healing certain issues, whether they're physical or mental. 6th house of Virgo, it's not just physical, it's also mental, okay? Mental health issues as well. So this is grounding for the Pisces, okay? And also inviting you to bring in Leo, passion, creativity into your day-to-day work environment as well. Where can we maybe bring in some new energy, set some intentions around that? And let's pull a tarot card for our Leos for this new moon. For our Pisces, Mercury retrograde. We're not talking about the Leos, we're talking about the Pisces. Yay, you got the sun. Pisces got the sun, and the sun rules Leo. So we're ending with the sun. Success lies ahead if you keep the faith. Glory, gain, satisfaction, radiance, positivity, strength, vitality. That's also making me think how, your traditional ruler Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Modern ruler Neptune is an exact trine to this new moon. So this is positive. This is invigorating, inspirational, success, things that you set intentions towards. There can be success with that, with this new moon. Yay, 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 Pisces, you're on the right track. I'm very happy to be able to share that with you. MJ says, harvest time after so much time is how I feel. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining me for today's new moon in Leo forecast for the collective and all 12 signs. We've gone through it all. And just a reminder that I do have the replay of my Age of Aquarius live lecture that I did live at Akash's Den yesterday. That is available on my website, megmoonbeam.com. If you'd like to check out the replay, I go in depth into what the Age of Aquarius is all about. And thank you to everyone that joined in person or joined in online as well. And also, Sunny from Pluto and I are very excited that this week we are launching on thescorplingshop.com exclusively our Jupiter in Cancer Lucky Charms collection, including Blue Topaz, Pink Lemurian, Larimar, and Ruby Feldspar. This Jupiter in Cancer Lucky Charms collection, each sold separately, or you can buy multiple in the same purchase, helps you to unlock the blessings of the luckiest transit we've got going on at the moment, Jupiter in Cancer. Each charm comes with a mineral information and affirmation card. Sunny and I have hand selected all these Christies. There's different quality options, sizes, and they're great to help us work with the Jupiter in Cancer transit. So you can go check that out at thescorplingshop.com. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. I really appreciate all the support. And if you'd also like to check out my personal astrology readings, all my different offerings, and social media links, those are available at the links in the description box of this video. Wishing you all a magical, transformational, intense new moon in Leo, and I will see you all on the other side. Bye, everybody.